Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play SaGa 2, Goddess of Destiny. Last time around we left Venus's megalopolis and headed out into the world beyond, which means we're in danger of running into ugly people at any moment. Without the assurances of beauty that we had in that city, who knows what could happen. What does this terrifying spectacle have to say? I crippled my leg in an accident and was banished from inside the walls. This place is more wonderful than the world of mere pretense inside the walls. Still, not being able to see Olivia, who's inside those walls. This guy, in these walls, he does not shut up about these walls. If only he had the power of relics, then he'd be able to fight too. Well, yeah, Elodie's got a point here. You should not depend on the power of the relics. It's a tad, hypocritical of her to suggest that, considering that we've used the power of the relics ourselves to do a number of things. But his problem is not one that would demand such drastic measures as the relics. He needs only to get his leg fixed, which should not be difficult at all, but you know how things are run here. I've heard that there are ruins of the ancient gods in the city's sewer system. Okay. The city's sewer system contains some ancient ruins. Well, we've been known to find relics in places like that, so it seems like the sort of place we would want to go here in this world. But first, I'm going to head into the inn and take care of that business, since Elodie's taken a little bit of damage here. Let's go ahead and cast Cure, which will ensure that we don't actually pay anything here. But this will restore the uses of our abilities, so go ahead and use the inn. And with that taken care of, let's explore the rest of the town here. Just the warehouse men over here as usual. They don't even provide beds in this this ramshackle little slum. They've just got some mattresses on the ground, not even very comfortable looking ones. It's practically a barn in here. How do I get out? Let me out. Okay. Yeah, so let's take a look around the rest of this sad little Hooverville. Man, this place is tiny. This is the smallest village we've been in. Really stark contrast to Venus's megalopolis. Let's see, zombie guy here says that some ruins were lost to some earthquakes. Okay. We've got a teacher's pupil over here to teach us about some things, and we have an angel guy who looks like he was just having a conversation with this slime. And we have an event here, so let's go ahead and hit the X button and see what's up. Was it just me, or wasn't there a delicious smell coming from the forest earlier? You caught a delicious smell from the forest? Yeah, it was like when you're in your home and your neighbor's grilling meat outside. Wow, we've got some robot-specific dialogue for Virtue here, explaining that he has circuits for processing taste. Interesting. Okay, so we got a treasure point outside the town in the forest because apparently we smelled some food coming from out there. Interesting. Alright, Slime here says that those in the city throw all sort of things out in the sewer. I've found things in there that are still perfectly useful. Alright, so it seems that if we head to the sewer in search of relics, we may find some other treasures washed up there as well. Let's see, anything to do in this building? Does not look like it at the time being. Oh, there's a zombie over here. Let's have a talk with him. It's far better to live out here in freedom than in submission to Venus inside the walls. Alright. Seems a little bit subjective. The people inside the city, they had to live up to a high standard, but it seemed like they could have been a lot worse off. Though it is nice to see people are happy here as well. Let's see, on the north side of the walls, there's an entrance to the sewer system. Alright, hearing a lot about the sewer system, so likely that's where I will be heading soon enough. Anything else left here in Antony's village? We have a pawnbroker up there. Have I talked to this person yet? Even with a crippled leg, nothing stops Antony. No, it seems that way. Alright, well, we do have one more thing to take care of here. We have an excavate point, so let's dig it up and see what's inside. We have a star lollipop. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at that in the menu, but I'm guessing that that's going to be a gift for one of the muses. Yep, sure enough, a star-shaped lollipop known to be sweet and delicious. Okay, well, on that note, before I head any further into this world, there's actually something I want to take care of. Now that I have the angel wings, let's see here, in map abilities, let's go ahead and set teleport. Now that we have the angel wings, we can conveniently travel to worlds that we've previously been to. Which means that I was able to do a little bit of scouting, and I found that there were some useful things that I missed out on the first world. So I'm going to go ahead and take care of a little bit of business there, starting with Outset Town, which was a village that we visited before we had the Excavate ability. Now that we have that ability, I'm going to use it to dig up an excavate site here in town. And from doing so, I'm going to obtain, well, let's just hold on and find out. Yeah, I'm going to obtain a strength source. Interesting. That's very interesting because when I dug this up between recordings, it was actually an agility source inside, which means that apparently gets reset every time you save and load. And you know what? A strength source is not actually useful to me, so knowing that I can do that, I'm gonna reload and I'm actually gonna run this back and try to get a different item. And that's more like it. We got a magic source. That's a good item. I'm going to stick with that one. No need to re-roll that for an agility source or a defense source. I'm quite happy with a magic source. Let's go ahead and use that on Elodie here, who is our only character in desperate need of the spirit stat. And then there's one more excavate point I want to check out here on World 1, and that's not the one directly to the north. That contained a potion last time I checked. There is one over here near the Temple of Isis, though, which is going to contain another item to give to the Muses. And once I've obtained that, I'm going to stop by the warehouse men at a local inn and pick up all of the other gifts for the Muses that I've collected across my travels. Then I'm going to head to the Garden of the Muses, and I'm finally going to hand all of those items out. I did some testing, and I found out which of the Muses each of those items belonged to. Each item goes to one specific muse. Each muse appears to have several different items associated with her, however. If you give a muse an item that doesn't belong to them, then they have a specific message for that. But actually, let's go ahead and fight these monsters first, and this should not be a difficult fight, but it will give me an opportunity to show off something that I haven't actually demonstrated before, which is that during battle, once you've started the turn, you can press the cancel button to go into fast forward mode, which will skip all animations and go directly to damage, which is something that I would be taking advantage a lot of. I would be taking advantage of it a lot more if I was playing this on my own. But since I'm playing it for the camera, I think it's much better off to show off all of the different animations in the game. Anyway, we have a strawberry pin badge, so like I said, I'm going to go collect all of these items and then head over to the Garden of the Muses. Okay, so I picked up all of the gifts for the Muses from the warehouse men, and now, like Santa Claus, I'm going to hand them all out. Starting here with Calliope, I have for her a windflower bouquet and a spring breeze pendant, so let's go ahead and give her both of those. Can I really? Thank you, I will treasure it. So, if you give them the item that an item that they want, they will give this sort of favorable message. Each of them has a different one. Then each of them also has an unfavorable message that they will give you if you give them an item that they do not want. Unfortunately, any item you give them, regardless of whether they like it, they'll keep. So, be sure to save your game if you don't know that the item that you're giving them is one that they want. And I'm actually going to give an item away that I'm not entirely sure about right now. So, Polinia here, I know that she wants the star sand and the strawberry pin badge. Now, what I didn't have when I was testing this, because I just got it, is the star lollipop. I'm going to go ahead and guess that she wants this star lollipop as well. And she does, fantastic, which means I actually have 3 gifts for Polinia here, for Polly. So I gave her the lollipop. I'm going to also give her the strawberry pin badge and the star sand. So yeah, as you may have noticed, there's stars in the background on her side of the room and on her sister's side of the room. Oh, we're bestest friends. Oh, wow. Polinia began assisting the party. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so once you give them a certain number of items, they begin assisting you. I haven't actually seen that happen. Alright, well, we'll give her the star sand as well. So right now we previously had Calliope assisting us, and I'm not entirely sure what the significance of that is, but now we have Polinia doing so instead. And I guess we'll try that out for a while. I haven't actually noticed any assistance specifically from Calliope, but there you go. And as I was saying, there's a star motif in the background over on this side of the room and a moon motif on this side of the room, which might indicate to you that items with moon in the name go to Melmine here. So let's go ahead and give Mel the moon brooch as well as the glass moon rabbit, which are both items that I've excavated and both items specifically for her. I'll go ahead and hand her both of those. Yep, she prefers people who defend and parry attacks. Something I like is that their eye colors are actually inverted. Mel has pink eyes and Polly has teal eyes, so you see their sisters' colors reflected in that way. It's a nice little touch. Alright, so now let's head over to, let's see, that was Polinia and Melmine. I have one item each now for Uter, Thalia, and Repsira. The Muses I've gotten a little bit more recently, I only have one item for each. Thalia here has, let's see, the Yggdrasil leaf. So that was an item that I wasn't entirely sure about because its description indicates that it can be used as an ingredient for miracle cures. Pretty sure that text is just there for flavor purposes. As far as I know, there's no actual system in this game for, turning items into other items in that way that seems to imply. I think its only purpose is to give to Thalia there. Otherwise, she probably wouldn't have a favorable message for it. So I'm happy giving that away. Uter over here is in interest of our pure oil. As I previously guessed, the Tin Man here is just after this oil. She accepts with 3 stars and then thanks us. Very happy. A lot of stars. You'd think it was a punctuation mark the way she uses it. And one item left. We have the Silver Bell Choker for Repsira. Where's Repsira? Okay. And I've previously given this Muse over here an item. And that was previously the only item I'd given to the Muses. But now we're taking care of all of the other ones I've gathered up until this point. So yeah, let's go ahead and give Repsira the Silver Bell Choker. And you may remember I actually have one more gift for the Muses, and that's the Foam Tiara. I left that behind with the Warehousemen because we've not actually recruited a Muse that wants the Foam Tiara at this time. Okay, so... oh, interesting. You now see that there's a star on the map over here. Presumably because Polinia is like my currently allocated Muse or whatever, because she's the one currently giving me assistance. Actually, let's go ahead and check on Calliope because I'm curious about this assistance thing. Previously, when I talked to Calliope, it gave me the option to decline assistance. I'm wondering if that has changed to like accept assistance now because my currently assisting Muse has changed. Let me just double check that before I leave here. Let's see. Oops, I did not mean to... I clicked right through the dialogue. Okay. No, okay, it's just decline assistance. So we currently have 2 Muses assisting us. That's good to know that we don't only have one at a time. But that raises the question of what the exclamation point on the map means here. I didn't see anything inside that room there that seemed to be going on. I guess I'll talk to each of them again. Oh, okay, cool. Melmine began assisting the party. Very nice. So because I've given multiple presents to each of them, they're both assisting me now. Very, very cool. That means I have Calliope, Polinia, and Melmine on my side now. They've not only agreed to give me their MP from time to time in battle, but to assist me in some other way as well, which will remain to be seen. So that takes care of all of my business here in the Garden of the Muses. Let's go ahead and head back to Antony's town, and from there, let's go do a little bit of excavating. A new excavate point appeared on the map following that smelly event we encountered. I noticed when I was walking back here. Okay, so something strange is that Antony's village is not actually a teleport point, despite being a town. So when I teleported back to World 1 to get those treasures there, and I had to come back here, I had to teleport to Venus's Megalopolis and then walk back to Antony's village on foot. Which means that I spotted over here that there's an excavate point. I'm not sure if this is the one in the forest that Zenith and the others were talking about, or if I just overlooked this one previously. But in any case, we have a Moonlight Nectar, which is probably an item for Thalia, judging by the name. Or is it Talia or some other thing? I've been saying Thalia because I like the way that sounds. That might not be the correct pronunciation, but who cares? Anyway, I'm not going to go ahead and check on what that is at this time, since I just gave away so many presents to the Muses. I think I'll save this one for later. I'll probably do another big trip like this one once I've saved up several more gifts, and once I've gotten the last couple of Muses as well. But right now, I think I've given away enough presents for now. Let's go ahead and check on this excavate site up here, see if we can find anything. Probably just another gift for the Muses, since I got that out of the way. Seems that those are the best items that you can get from excavating. Yeah, most of them are just like gold nuggets and status curing items. When you're really lucky, you'll get a piece of equipment that's useful to you. But even in those cases, those cases have been really nice, yes, I'll admit. I've gotten Natsmer's current weapon, I got that way, for example. So those are nice when they happen, but they're few and far between. Mostly just pretty worthless things and gifts for Muses. One more excavate point here before we head on to the next dungeon, which I see the entrance to. But before I can dig that up, we're going to have to fight some monsters here. This looks like a bit of a fearsome fight. We have one clay golem, or three clay golems, excuse me, one werewolf and 3 bee-womans. Nothing we haven't seen before, but a fearsome bunch. Let's go ahead and fight there. Let's use the explosive photons. That's right, that's the name of Natsmer's weapon that I recently dug up. Just forgetting it for a moment there. And we're still in the fast forward mode, so this fight should go by pretty quickly. I'll actually disable that now because it's not really that much fun to watch. It is nice being able to get through battles quickly, so if I ever do decide that I need to grind to make it through this game, then I'll be taking advantage of that, and I'll try to do it off camera as well to not subject you to too many of these random battles. It is a nice feature for that reason, but I've been extremely happy with the difficulty level in this game. It's been a little bit shaky, like there are times that I was probably underleveled and could have used a little bit of help, but for the most part, I've been able to get through this game doing a pretty minimal number of encounters, and that's really, really nice. Particularly for the Let's Play to not have to do any grinding. Let's see, fight. Too bad about Elodie there, but everyone else looks like they're going to make it because just one enemy remains standing. If someone can take care of it there. Man, that clay golem must have a lot of HP. Alright, well, I'm just going to have Natsmer do nothing because we don't need to use up any of her weapons. Actually, wait, what did I tell Zenith to do? Zenith should probably not be using his punches in this fight. I really need to work on that triple lunge. I haven't been paying attention too much to what I've been doing with Zenith. There we go, the triple lunge finishes off the clay golem, and Natsmer gets a max HP increase. So let's go ahead and heal Elodie using her own cure ability once we get out of the fight here. And then let's, oh yeah, I was about to excavate this thing. I was about to say there that we're going to head into the sewer, but I have business to do first with Mr. Excavate Point here. So let's go ahead and, was I not on top of it? Where is it? Where's the Excavate Point? The little mini-map is not helping me. There it is, okay. It was right where these trees come to a point. And inside here we have, I wonder if I should start saving before all of these now that I know that the sources are randomized. We have Black Rose Preserves, which is very likely a gift for the Muses. That'll have to wait for later. So for now, let's go ahead and head on in here. We get down this ladder into the sewer basement, floor 1. Alright, let's head into the water here, splish splash around. Oh yeah, I mentioned like in the last episode or 2 episodes ago that I couldn't see treasure chests on the map. I don't know why I said that because I clearly got an item for seeing treasure chests on the map. I was just like completely misremembering when I said that. And no new enemies here, so let's move along. So there were fewer enemies in this than the last encounter, but I suffered twice as many casualties. Those werewolves are really fearsome, and the bee woman was doing nothing but using honey to heal them. It was kind of frustrating there for a moment. But we got through it all right, and since I did so, I'm going to go ahead and heal both Elodie and Natsmer using the Cure spell. No need to use the Staff of Healing. Actually, it might not have been a bad idea since it looks like Zenith and Natsmer could use a little bit more healing. I'll go ahead and top them off just to be safe. Yeah, maybe I should have actually used the Staff of Healing since on a second glance there, it looks like everyone could have used a little bit of healing. But no matter, I didn't do things in the most efficient way, but that's okay. I think I'm going to get through it anyway. I see a treasure chest over here, so let's go ahead and pop that open and see what we find inside. An agility source, which could very well have been randomized. I was expecting to get an agility source earlier today, so I already decided that I want to give this to Elodie. And even though arguably Natsmer needs it a lot more than Elodie does right now, Natsmer has a much higher potential to raise her agility than Elodie does. Firstly, because humans' stats raise faster than Esper's stats, but secondly, because she's a user of some agility-based weapons, and therefore her agility will raise naturally just by her attacking from time to time, whereas Elodie is not going to have that happen to her since she mainly uses magic on her turns. I really don't want to switch her over to an agility-based weapon just to train her agility, but if I ever do end up having that grinding session I was referring to earlier, which I would rather not do, but may end up happening, in that case, I may consider equipping Elodie with a bow or something in order to raise her agility. And speaking of things we can equip Elodie with, she just got a Psycho Sword, which is an improved version of the Psycho Dagger that we had earlier in the game, which is a melee weapon that deals damage based on the spirit stat, so perfect for magic using characters, but not something that I really have the need for. She's been doing pretty well with that poison fog of hers. Another thing I would want to do if I was training my characters, if I was fighting extra encounters specifically for the purpose of training my characters, is equip shields on people, since that's like the most effective way of raising defense. But in any case, that'll have to wait for some other time. Hopefully I never have to do that. But in any case, we'll finish exploring the sewer here next time. Thanks a lot for watching, and I will see you then.